These dirty ass bastards go out here, get all these cars out of the water, dry them out, and then send them somewhere else and resell them to people. See, it's that type of shit that's put the bad karma all over the earth that's making us all have to deal with all this shit right now.
China's worst flooding in 50 years has triggered a major landslide, burying dozens of people. Thousands of residents have been forced to evacuate as flash floods wash away homes and vital infrastructure.
Is it just me, or does it seem like somebody really pissed off with China?
For the past 4 days, affecting more than 1.5 million people.
But leaving at least 31 people dead. The authorities say more than 160 people are missing, but they're still struggling to verify the numbers. Almost 250,000 people have been forced from their homes.
Okay, now, if you remember when I first came out here and started talking to you guys, I was saying to you the problem is all this materialism and people act stupid as hell over this stuff. You know, who owns what, you know, like some motherfucker the other day gonna sit up and the only thing he can see about me is he don't have anything. Guess what? I have a lot. I am the person responsible for all this shit you see happening on this planet, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, so I don't need your stupid money on this earth or any of that stuff. When I tell your ass that I was sent here to fix this earth and I have clearance from the sun, that means that I am the baddest motherfucker on this planet. And you are going to figure that out. I just hope you figure it out before it's too late. A lot of people, they know it. And you know what's funny? The people that know it is the genuine people who was always godly anyway. They can see my light. It's just the evil, sinister ass people who want to deny who I am. All the professional people, people that has good bearings about their conceptualization and are very wise. You should see how I get along with them, how generous and courteous they treat me, because I do that to them. But all you niggas that think you got something and think that you better than everybody, you the ones who want to sit up and try to think you're going to be in opposition to me. This is what your ass is fighting with, all these weather elements. You ain't going to be able to do a damn thing to me, because this water is going to just wash your ass the fuck away from me and go and wash you down the drain where all the water going to end up going. Your ass going to go there with it. So your house, your car, your tools, your dog, none of that mean a damn thing when this water get a hold of your ass.
Very little could withstand its force.
Mudslides and flooding are common in China's mountainous areas, killing hundreds every year. But this year's rainfall and flooding is unusually severe so early in the rainy season.
And I mean, they all white now. You don't see no Buddha complexion people there no more. All of them white as hell. All of them. You won't even think there was ever any melanated people there. They all deliberately made themselves white. Look at them. From a place that used to be full of melanated Buddhas, now look at all they white asses getting punished for wanting to be white. That's just what's going on. They got rid of all their melanin, and now the melanin God is here to punish their ass for that shit. That's why I tell you, you better keep your melanin. You better keep it. Look, underground fires. Look. I told you that's what's in those sinkholes was fire. Look at the green fire. I told you the sinkholes gonna have the elevator shafts to hell. I've been telling you that. Elevator shafts to hell. That's all it is. Look at that. Now, I told you guys that that fire can go through those sinkholes and find its way wherever it want to come out at, and you can have instant fire. Now look, it looked like volcano lava, but it also looks like my mother's segment, which is exactly what it is. This is what we see in the volcanoes, in the lava. That's what you're looking at right now. So if you still have a problem with my authenticity, that's your problem. That's exactly what it is, your problem. But I want you to know something. I'm going to raise some hell all over this planet until you guys recognize me for what I am and return this earth back over to us melanated people. Otherwise, this bullshit's going to go on until you're all dead and you won't be in opposition. Because there won't be no putting us in the concentration camps. You can forget about that bullshit. And look at the little green in there too, just to verify what's going on. Do you see it right there? Let me show you in case you missed it.
Miserable wet.
In case you missed it, I wanted you to see. Look here. Right there. There's the green and the orange that's synonymous with all the other fire patterns and coloration you've been seeing. Feel me? That's my sister showing you how she can get down.
There's a lot of miserable weather soaking a lot of Americans tonight, and this is how much of the country is drenched. Rain, storms, in some cases dangerous mudslides.
Severe weather swept through nearly a third of the U.S. yesterday, from Colorado to Massachusetts, with possible tornadoes moving through Pennsylvania and Connecticut.
I looked out and I could see the debris from the barn itself, and you could hear all the wood being splintered.
More than 450 reports of...
So you Washington and Oregon people should know something. Your asses better be happy that I'm here. Otherwise, you'd have that whole Pacific Ocean on your ass. And I keep having dreams all the time. My mother's showing me they don't know how fortunate they are, because if it wasn't for you being there, I'd have put this ocean on their ass a long time ago.
Powerful storms, an 86-mile-an-hour wind report in Indiana and Ohio, damaging homes and businesses. Also reports of 3 inches of rain an hour, bringing flooding throughout Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Dramatic moments playing out, by the way, in Colorado. Have you seen this? It was all caught on camera. Check it out. A flash flood takes over drivers on Highway 24 in Manitou Springs. This driver pulled out his camera and documented the entire thing. The water is ash black because the Waldo Canyon fire from last year. Luckily, he made it out okay, as did every other driver that was caught up in that. But really terrifying moments for sure. Could you imagine being the driver of that car?
Some astonishing images out of Arizona next. Take a look, a massive dust storm blanketing a major American city, Phoenix.
Today, an ominous wall of dust came stalking the entire Phoenix area. A giant brown cloud knocking out electricity to thousands, delaying flights at the airport, creating traffic chaos.
15-passenger van, weather-related crash, a van rolled over.
People caught in the blast, covering their mouths and noses. It's known as a haboob, a freak desert dust storm.
The federal government says the top firefighting priority in the western U.S. right now is the stubborn fire sparked by lightning and burning along the mountains adjacent to Las Vegas, just 25 miles outside of town. The fight has been going on for days. Much of the city has been blanketed.
Look at that. You can't get your green light now. And look at the sun right there, showing you. Look at that. See it up there? It always shows you what's going on. It'll be I doing that.
In smoke, now over 1,000 firefighters are on this job.
A typhoon has hit Taiwan's capital, Taipei, killing one person and injuring dozens of others. Thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes before Typhoon Sulik hit. Roofs were ripped from homes and some areas were submerged by floodwaters. The typhoon is expected to hit mainland China later tonight.
It's already hit Taiwan, where parts of Taipei were flooded on Saturday. Rescue workers helped residents in some low-lying areas to escape their flooded homes. At least one person's been killed, a police officer hit by a falling brick on his way home from work. Sulik is currently rated a Category 1 typhoon on a scale of 5. It was expected to weaken into a tropical storm over the weekend, according to the Tropical Storms website.
Winds of 118 kilometers an hour generated 10-meter waves, and a spectacular display for Yuhan locals brave enough to witness Typhoon Sulik hit the east coast of China. But authorities were taking no chances, evacuating more than 500,000 people ahead of the storm, including thousands of fishing boats. Dozens of high-speed train services have been suspended and flights cancelled, stranding many passengers at terminals as far away as Shanghai. China has been besieged by extreme weather. In the southwest, rescue workers are digging new routes to reach people still trapped by deep storms that have killed more than 80 people.
A column of ash reaching more than 5 kilometers into the sky. After increased activity, in the Tongariro.
Look how black it is. And then green. Look at that. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Explosion.
Look at that. I am the beginning and the end. Alpha and Omega. Look at that shit. That is beautiful. See, it's black. That's the beginning of the melanin, and the green comes from the blackness. Just like in nature, the black soil produces the green foliage. Look how beautiful that is.
Column of ash reaching more than 5 kilometers into the sky after increased activity in the Tongariro volcano. Ecuadorian authorities say an explosion in the volcano on Sunday could be felt hundreds of kilometers away. The dust visible well over 100 kilometers away in the capital, Quito. Authorities declared an orange alert, the second highest warning level, and said that more than 200 people had been evacuated from the locality.
Our focus shifts now due to the fact that weather is making news tonight. Yes, it's summer, and yes, across this country, it's supposed to be hot in a lot of places right about now, but forecasters are warning about a dangerous and oppressive heat wave hitting a big part of the country, one of the more sustained we've seen in several years.
Brian, the temperatures are in the mid-90s here in Midtown, but it's felt as hot as 102 degrees in New York City today because of the humidity. These temperatures are not unusual for 1 or 2 days, but to have a stretch of what we're expecting is unusual. At least 6, maybe 7 days of this heat will continue into the early part of the weekend.
Most of the country, 43 states are in the 90s this week. 13 states have issued heat advisories or warnings, with heat indices approaching 105 in some areas.
Thanks for joining us. We begin this hour in China, where torrential rainstorms have battered large parts of the country. Thousands of people have had to evacuate their homes, and the government says at least 295 people are either dead or missing.
More rain is expected to hit large parts of China, according to China Meteorological Administration. Provinces of Gansu, Shanxi, Sichuan, Henan, and Guangdong will see heavy or torrential rain for 24 hours from Wednesday morning.
In Jiangnan City, workers are still repairing the La Qingyang Bridge, which collapsed last week and killed 12 people.
I told the bridge was going to get washed down.
The authorities in Mexico are trying to work out why hundreds of dead stingrays have been found washed up on a beach in the Gulf Coast state of Veracruz. They're investigating several theories, including the possibility that the rays have been affected by work being done for the national oil company, Pemex, in the Gulf of Mexico.
The United Kingdom is also seeing some rare weather conditions, the heat wave engulfing the country. Hospital burn units have seen a sharp increase in sunburn cases as temperatures soar up to 30 degrees Celsius.
Britain is in the midst of its first prolonged heat wave since 2006, and temperatures show no signs of dropping. The country experienced the hottest